This is Mission Control Houston. Just to recap, at the 2-hour, 29-minute mark in the spacewalk.
Well, right now we are terminated any steps of these activities. Go back to MRM2. But we need to secure the mobile link somehow. We'll think what to do with that while you'll be working on the next task.
Following the completion of the configuration of the valves to isolate the external radiator from the rest of the thermal control system loops for the NAOCA multipurpose laboratory module, the operation to isolate the external radiator through the configuration of the valves to shut off the cooling system for NAOCA, one of the two thermal loops for that external radiator, clearly disturbed some of the residual coolant at the leak site and caused it to emanate from this point that you're looking at right now. That seems to have subsided at this moment, but some of that coolant moved toward Oleg Kononenko and got on one of his tethers that will be removed and placed in a bag, not to be returned inside the International Space Station. The crew is being instructed to move on to the next task in the spacewalk, which will be the start of the work to install a scientific payload on the NAOCA module, a synthetic radar aperture system. But you saw clear evidence of the coolant, any of the residual coolant that was left in that external radiator loop that was apparently disturbed in the isolation of the external radiator from the rest of the NAOCA cooling system, causing whatever residual coolant there was in that line to form a liquid on the outside and to move away from the leak point out into open space.
Be careful.
And you can still see that liquid that is formed at what is apparently the leak site on the external radiator for NAOCA.
Turn around and use the handrail. Well, secure the mobile link the best way possible, but we will take it with us only at the very end of AVA. Let's secure it facing down towards the foot restraint, because that will allow me to move to it quickly later on, and in the meantime, it will not be on the way back to MRM. Okay, let's do it. I copy, and I'm beginning translation. And then you'll move it towards me, right, Oleg? Okay. You want to secure it?
So again, you're looking at residual coolant from the leak site on the external radiator on the NAOCA module that initially developed a leak back on October 9th. The cosmonauts took photo documentation of the liquid, which formed into a sort of bubble, and the bubble moved into a series of flakes that transported themselves away from the leak site. Oleg Kononenko reporting that some of that coolant got on one of his tethers. That tether has been removed and put into a bag. It will be jettisoned and not brought back into the International Space Station.
I tried to bring GoPro as close as possible, so maybe we'll see that there. Okay, I see. Nikolai, what's up? No, just looking. Yes, the drop was small, and right now it's grown huge. Yeah, exactly, it looks like a huge land. It takes the entire volume of that half curve. Can you use the tether that will later be used for security? Can you reattach it to the farther end. Yes, because then its length should be sufficient. Otherwise, if we'll keep it where it is now, the length may not be enough. So you suggest this tether, standby one. Yes. Can you reach it? I'm not sure. I'm about to give it a try. No, probably you won't be able to reach it. I translated to the lower surface. Oh, it's warm here. How about the foot restraint? Does it sit properly? Can you secure something to it? Yes. Yes, you can secure to it. Okay. So this is we are only talking about the length of the device that secures the radiator. This is a cable, and maybe we should run the tether under it. Go ahead and rotate the mobile link, and then I'll see what we can secure. So here, this is the lower part. Why are you talking about the lower part? It should be the upper part. Well, I was talking about the upper part, but no, then it will be on the way. But you may not be able to run it down. No. We need to remove that retainer from the top.
This is Mission Control Houston, 2 hours 36 minutes into the spacewalk. You're looking at the site of the coolant leak on the external radiator to the Naoka multipurpose laboratory module, and a blob of that coolant that emanated from the leak site following the closure and configuration of valves to isolate the radiator from the rest of the thermal cooling system, providing a cooling capability for Naoka.
This is the wing nut on the...
Some of that liquid wound up sublimating itself and was liberated into the form of flakes that moved away from the radiator itself. Oleg Kononenko took close-up documentation of the leak site that will be evaluated by engineers at a later date.
I was able to remove it. Now it will be possible to
detailed analysis of any contamination risk following that leak on the backup radiator, this external radiator, resulted in NASA and Roscosmos teams agreeing to implement procedures to reduce any traces of coolant from entering the International Space Station at the completion of today's spacewalk. The two cosmonauts will be wiping down their Orlon suits and the tools that they've used to conduct the spacewalk very thoroughly. They will put those tools and towels into bags that will be left in the Poisk module airlock, and an air filtration system will be activated for 24 hours to cleanse the atmosphere as an additional precautionary measure once the airlock is repressurized and the cosmonauts are back inside the International Space Station.
This one? Yes, well, like this one, but on the side. It's exactly on the opposite side. Yes, it's next to the retainer. Yes, that's the one. Can you tighten it? No, not yet. Oh, okay. Now I see it. No, see, it folds up. Before that, it was just secured there. So here's my right hand. Push it forward and then a bit to the right. Now you grabbed it. So can you tighten it? No, no way. Almost. Okay. Are you